FBI boosts its social media surveillance technology. A new contract to conduct surveillance on most major social media and communication platforms. Notice major social media and communication platforms. How many years now have I been warning that if you want to stay under the radar of the glowies, pretty much all you need to do is not use social media, because they have gotten fat and lazy and incompetent. If you don't post on social media, you are invisible to these alphabet agencies, because their analysts are, if you don't present the information they seek to them on a silver platter right in front of their face, they're going to miss it. So I can assure you that criminals are catching on. They know. They know that pretty much all social media, all major platforms are monitored. So they use other stuff. Like, they post a lot of fake info on social media, actually. And this just proves it. They're doubling down on the easy stuff because, and I don't really blame them, because social media, especially when the first generation of people to use it were on there, was a godsend for your average criminal analyst. You had people that were so fucking stupid, they actively live streamed themselves committing crimes to Fakebook, for example. People are so fucking stupid, they will admit on social media to committing crimes. And they even plan crimes as well on social media out in the open. So these lazy ass analysts, what they do is they gobble up all this low-hanging fruit. But the downside to that is all the more sophisticated real criminals, though, those guys are adapting. They know where all the glowies are. They know what all the glowies watch. And just to avoid suspicion, they don't vanish from social media completely. They still stay on social media. They just, they throw false alarms and false flags around to distract the glowies, or they just completely, they're just saying innocuous, harmless things. That's a good way to fly under the radar, man. Both U.S. law enforcement and Babel Street CEO Jeffrey Chapman seem to like to keep it in the family. Oh, definitely for the FBI. So Chapman is a former Treasury Department official, a former intelligence officer whose data mining AI company will now furnish the FBI with 5,000 licenses for one of its tools. The contract is worth up to $27 million. The licenses, to be provided by Pan America Computers' IT vendor, give the FBI, specifically its Strategic Technology Unit and of Directorate of Intelligence, the right to use data analytics tool called Babel X, which harvests user data, including location, from the internet. Keep in mind, all of this is publicly available information. It's not like they hack into your private account. All they do is scour every bit of metadata from stuff that you voluntarily post. That's all this is. All the shit you put on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, all of that stuff is what's being scanned and I guess correlated for easy analysis. So if you plan on actually committing any crimes, don't talk about it on social media, okay? So the director is supposed to collect data that's publicly available online. When the FBI issued a procurement call for a tool whose purpose boiled down to is to track massive number of social media posts, the agency said it must provide the capability of searching multiple social media sites in multiple languages. As per the FBI's procurement documents, the tool had to be able to scrape data from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, deep and dark web. Yeah, you could totally get reliable info there. VK, that one's like I forgot what it stands for, but I think the VK is like Russia's fake book. And Telegram, while being able to do the same with Snapchat, TikTok, read it. 8kun, Gab, Parler, AskFM, Weibo, and Discord would be considered a plus, the Fed Scoop said. 8kun and Gab, but not the Southern Poverty Lie Center. Very weird. In addition, the FBI said it would prefer more fringe as well as encrypted messaging platforms to be included in the winning bid. Another requirement was for the tool to carry out surveillance of these sites continuously, and while the data collected would be held by the vendor and then pushed to the FBI. Or it probably wouldn't be pushed to the FBI. It's more like they're probably going to build a connector so the API can query that data whenever they want. Back in Corinthian -2, reports said that Babel X was selling a platform called Locate X to a number of law enforcement agencies, Homeland Security, and the Department of Defense, and the Secret Service, and that the data broker's tool is capable of collecting real-time location data from a large number of users. Locate X was taking location data anonymously from well-known phone apps that incorporate mapping or targeted ads, and is used for dragnet surveillance via the digital fence method. That's another thing that I've been warning you guys about. All of these federal agencies, they know exactly what the laws are, and believe it or not, they actually follow them most of the time. The FBI can't get your phone carrier data without a court order. But you know what they can do instead? They can get that data from applications you have on your phone without any issue, especially if the people who own the app are willing to sell that data. And what a funny coincidence. Most of the spying that these apps do on you are for the purpose of selling your data. Do you think they care if the person buying your data is an advertising agency or an alphabet soup agency? No. So yes, while they would have to get a court order to hack into your phone or get data from your phone carrier, they don't need any sort of legal supervision to simply buy information from application vendors that harvest that exact same data. So that's what they're doing here. They're getting around the need for court orders and all those other legal hurdles by going through a middleman. Some application harvests the data for them and then they just sell it. Problem solved.